What's up, guys? Steven here from Comic Con Africa. Today we have a really cool guest. Obviously, to celebrate the fact that today is Star Wars Day, the fact that it's one of the biggest days in our geek industry, in our geek culture. Within today, it's the 4th of May. What more can we as geeks ask for? Welcome, Graeme Muller from the 501st Legion, the South African Outpost. How are you doing today, Graeme?
Oh, very well in yourself. Thanks, Steve.
Awesome, Graeme. Thank you so much for joining us, first of all. It's really cool to have you as a guest. I know there's so many fans out there that already know about you and the 501st Legion SA Outpost. But first of all, tell us more about yourself as an individual, and then about the 501st Legion as well.
Well, myself as an individual, a bit of a geek since I was 6, being in IT,
Awesome.
playing games, breaking computer equipment since I've been young. So kind of just in the scene permanently, or always around whatever tech has been available. So
Yeah.
um, stumbled onto the 501st when I was living in Singapore with a friend, and
Okay.
he's like, no, you need to come check this out. And we were actually he was part and parcel of the 501st in Singapore, and he brought it back to South Africa when we moved back. So
Yeah.
the whole South African outpost was brought back by young Tyron, and that's where we started. And that's
Awesome.
I just said to him, well, dude, I'll donate some time and let's see what we can do. And that's how we
Awesome.
got it up and running in South Africa.
And now look at what you've done. So I know you've obviously mentioned that you gained this experience and you learned about it outside of South Africa, right? So how big is the Star Wars following around the world?
Oh, what's following is that's an interesting question. The
Yeah.
501st has presence on all of the continents, Africa
Oh
being
wow.
possibly the least impacted by the 501st themselves.
Yes.
But there's about 14,000 members worldwide,
Gee whiz.
garrisons all over the world. And
Wow.
when you're talking about the following and this fan following, well, there's a lot more fans than
Yeah.
we would even estimate. So I mean, you can walk up to probably 80% of people on the road and go, "Do you know who Darth Vader is?" And they're going to tell you yes. So
Yeah.
quite a quite a big
That's
fan following.
that's pretty crazy. I think those numbers are just insane. I think I mean the end of Star Wars movies will never come. I mean, if you look at people, I think people did eventually think that Star Wars would end, but it's pretty awesome that it's continuing, and I think it's just growing the fandoms year on year. But what is it? What do you think it is about Star Wars that has made it so universally loved by people? Like what? I mean, like it crosses generations. If you look at it, like there's newer fans being developed now. There's older fans, and then there's obviously generational fans as well. So, what do you think has actually made it so loved?
It's it's an interesting question. It's one of those. It was never aimed at one specific thing, was it? It was, yes, it was sci-fi, but it was something that appealed to adults. It appealed to youngsters, and I think it's because the tone is there, but it's more generalized.
Yeah,
It's a universal type of language. Yes, it gives you that idea of spirituality, and there are relationships and stuff, but there's not one love story or anything
yeah.
focused in it. It's more about the geek, the tech, and that type of. It's in the future, but it's showing you a dystopian past as well. So it's a very rounded saga.
Yeah. All right. That's such an interesting outlook on it, and I think everybody thinks like there's some sort of inclusion in that as well. With also with the fact that they've introduced new actors and actresses in it as well. So, what influence has Star Wars had necessarily on pop culture, and why Star Wars in pop culture?
Well, I think it was one of those big impacts. It was very early on in that type of scene. I mean, it was very big on merchandise back then. And if you go look
Yeah.
at the documentaries and how things were back then, and I've watched a few really interesting documentaries about that. I think the big impacts there is like merchandising of something as big as that movie, and
Yeah.
thinking of that type of thing before the movie even came out. And then Star Wars was one of those. weird things is that they did two things very differently to what was happening at the time. One, they explained the saga over 3 movies, not anticipating of doing a whole story in a single movie. And two,
Oh wow, yeah.
sequels specifically the sequels. It was a planned for sequel. So yes, you could have the story in the first one, but there was an open-ended conclusion to that movie, which gave it the room to create a sequel, and that's where it had its biggest impact. And then their fan outreach is what I think has really impacted fan culture, is that they're very focused on their fans and
Yeah.
making sure that the fans are included.
Yeah, if you look at it, I mean, us at Repop, we host a celebration called Star Wars Celebration, which crosses continents and obviously goes around to and visits various sites where the fan base is huge. And I mean, we get roughly just around 100,000 Star Wars fans at that pop culture event on its own. And I mean, that's like a whole week celebration, and it just shows you how much, number one, it's growing, and you get people from young and old. You know what I'm saying? And I think the fact that it has its own dedicated convention on its own just shows you how big it is in the world. So random question, but who's your favorite Star Wars character, and which is your favorite Star Wars franchise?
um I'm one of the outliers. I really thought
I like
Rogue
that.
One was possibly the best movie.
Oh
I
wow,
really liked Rogue One
that
as a
is so
standalone.
interesting. Yeah.
When it comes to my favorite character, it always used to be a bit of a R2D2 fan, but now if you
Okay.
ask my family, BB-8 is my absolute favorite.
Oh wow.
I love
Okay.
BB-8. I love the way they gave him character, and like it's not like a live character, but the amount of character they put into a little drone that's a little,
Yeah.
in essence, a little ball rolling around was just,
Yeah.
it absolutely tickled me, and that he's my absolute favorite. I've got BB-8 regalia all over my room, and I've got a
Oh wow.
Sphero. I've got all the stuff that goes with
Oh,
BB-8s.
that is that is probably one of the most interesting answers I've ever had to a question like that. But I love it. I mean, I think it's really cool to, because if I look at how you answered that question, it was very deep in the answer, in the fact that it's more than just the person or the meaning behind that character as well.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so tell us. Okay, so now we know a bit more about the movie itself, right? So tell us about the 501st Legion, and tell us what is the 501st Legion all about in South Africa.
Well, I suppose 501st worldwide is down to a single phrase these days: bad guys doing good.
Oh wow.
Um, it's the whole focus of the 501st now is, it's more than just a cosplay. It's more than just a group of fans getting together. It's getting those type of people together and doing something better for the world.
Yeah.
We've got heavy involvement with Reach for a Dream. We
Oh
do a
nice.
lot of charity work. Part of
Awesome.
your requirement as a member of the 501st is to do at least one Star Wars or 501st event a year, and those events are
Okay.
almost always attached to charity. So I
Nice.
mean, they had a target to raise $1 million worldwide, by 2020, or I think it was 2019, and they
Yeah.
managed to crack that target in a year rather than over
Oh.
the 5 years that they had planned for, just
That's
because
insane.
it's how they planned it out. So yeah, the 501st is one. It's a group of people that are like-minded, who like the same thing, but
Yeah.
there's creating a purpose to that and doing something good with that.
Okay. That is so interesting. I think the fact that there's a cause behind it also makes it mean a lot more. So then my next question to you, right? The name of the group is called the 501st Legion. Why do we call you a legion? Please make me understand that.
Okay. So the actual reason is rather unremarkable. It was the founder had decided that he initially wanted it as a small group, a small community of friends doing something that they loved.
Yeah.
And as it grew, he realized it wasn't going to work. So then when he started it, he wanted to do something in a military type basis, but he didn't want to use a military name that would limit a set of numbers, because he could see that it was going to grow in a way that he had never expected. So Legion, just meaning we are many,
Yeah.
is the term that stood, and it was kind of put into official Star Wars text and over the years from 2004. So it's actually, the 501st Legion is now a fictional, division of
Oh,
the broader empire, and it is actually in official text now. So it's stuck. It was referred to in Return. Was it? No, it wasn't. It was one of the first three movies. They were Palpatine referred to two of his legions, and it kind of just stuck, and that it's therefore been used ever since.
that
And
is so
it's just
interesting.
that it's so that we can grow without having a limitation on how many people could actually be there involved.
Oh wow. So there is more to it than just the name, right? Um, so
It's an interesting story. So it was one that it was interesting to read up on.
yeah, okay. I'm sure we can find out a bit more information if the fans want to find out a bit
Actually, fully available on the 501st's official website.
on the site. Okay, so
Yep.
obviously joining the 501st Legion, the South African Outpost, right, is really cool, and this is the idea of why we're doing this interview, is to get people to join in, right? So do you get more street cred for joining the Legion with like an accredited uniform, a badge? Because everybody
Um,
wants that, right? I want to feel part of this special elite group. So
yes,
what happens if you join?
there is a few little things that go along with that.
Nice.
Yes, we've got official badges.
Yeah.
We've probably got the rarest outpost patch in the world. It's the
Oh
most
wow.
sought after patch, as referred to by a few different outposts,
Wow.
and a few of the different proper battalions refer to the South Africa 501st patch being one of the rarest.
Wow.
You get that official patch when you join. So that's the patch that's on the top of my screen there, and
Yeah.
the other patch being the 501st Legion. So you'll get an official Legion badge, and then you'll get your outpost patch. That's your street cred for being an official member. I think
Oh,
what the bigger thing there comes from the quality of the outfits that we use. It's not just a cosplay outfit. It's not I wanted to dress up and look like some things in particular. There's a lot
yes.
of attention to detail when it comes to it, and that gets you more street cred than anything
Yeah.
else. Is that people take notice because of the quality of the outfit that you're running around in.
Oh wow. What makes that badge so rare? Such an interesting thing. That's
Um,
the rare one.
it was a limited run,
Yeah.
and it was a deliberate move because we took the minimum order we could for the badge, because we knew that by the time we got to the numbers where that badge would run out, we'd have to change it over to a full garrison,
Oh
and then
wow.
that badge changes. So that badge is very unique. It's very limited, and it's not going to be made again.
Yeah.
We have a certain number available to us, and by the time we have enough members that those have run out, then we're going to have changed that badge to the newer one, which will be slightly less rare, but
Yeah.
still unique to South Africa.
Nice. I like that. I like the fact that we have something here, and the fact that it's something that people want to get themselves want to get their hands on. What type of resources do you guys have access to, or do you offer people who want to join the 501st Legion SA Outpost?
Look, we've got the 501st has an official costume library for
Oh wow.
all the different outfits that we do. Those
Hmm.
being hard plastic outfits, really complicated outfits, to some of the easiest way to get into the 501st is through the officer corps, because those are all material outfits. They're very easy patterns. Obviously, coming from the 70s, these patterns were meant to be easy, repeatable,
Yeah.
and easy to work on. So, I mean, a lot of the pants out of the officers' uniforms are just riding shorts. They're
Hmm.
very simple jackets. So it's
Oh wow.
all easily made at home. And I think that's the fastest way to get in. The most
Yeah.
common one is everyone's, I want to be a stormtrooper. And there's a lot of sites in the United States that build those. We've got links to all the sites that are officially approved for the 501st, where you
Yeah.
can get them. But I think the biggest resource we offer is people, and
Nice.
we have little parties for people to, they call them costume parties. Everyone gets together, they help each other build, give each other ideas, show each other what's wrong with their costumes, where we can improve, and it's really getting those resources and more people than the websites will give you.
Awesome. Um, Obviously, a lot of people might know that, or might know or have seen you at Comic Con Africa last year in September, at the fan meetups, right? And we obviously, like you mentioned before, that you have a lot more events before and around the Comic Con in September, right? So, are these events open to the public, or or do you have to appear in Star Wars cosplay?
No, not at all. I understand that most of our events are very public driven. They're very
Yeah.
open ended, so that a lot of people can engage.
Yes.
It's a lot to, hi, welcome, we're the 501st, and come join us. It's a very open community. It's a very forgiving community. People are very friendly and open. It's like-minded people. But no,
Yeah.
you don't have to be officially invited. You don't. There's usually no entrance fees or anything related to that. The only time that we are kind of closed off is when we've been requested to be at a private event.
Yes.
Other than that, all our meetups, all our big conference meetups, you don't need to be wearing anything. You can be just a fan of cosplay. You can just be a fan of Star Wars and come
Yeah.
see your
That's
favorite person. I
that's
think our
awesome.
biggest one last year at Comic Con was everyone wanted to see Vader. So
Yeah. It's always, yeah, I think it always gets a bit intense, especially at the events. I've read that the grading process, obviously for uniform accuracy, is pretty. It's intense. People are looking for failures, looking for a bit of a tweak or a mistake. So even if my cosplay, for example, is below grade, right? May I still wear? Am I allowed to wear these around? Are the 501st Legion guys going to judge me? Am I going to look uncool? Tell me more. Tell me more, Graham.
Okay, so contrary to popular belief, no, we're not
Yes.
going to judge you.
Yes.
The 501st is still a group of cosplayers, and that's what we are at heart.
Okay.
We like to dress up, we like to be fools, and even I don't have that much official regalia with me. I mean, I've got outfits that are not approved. That's just because I feel like throwing something on that's quick, easy,
Yeah.
and I just want to be part of the fun. No, come to meetup wear whatever costume you want. We'll give you advice if we can. We'll tell you how cool it looks if we've seen you done something really cool. We're not going to judge you on that. Every little bit of effort just shows that you're a bit of a fan. And
Yeah.
no, there's no judgment. Contrary, everyone thinks that the 501st is a bit of elitist. There's a reason for that, and that's because we're linked to Lucas. So anything
Okay.
that's going to be linked back, officially linked back, we have to be movie accurate. But
Okay.
apart from
That
that, no,
makes
we have
sense.
a lot of meetups where the guys will arrive and he's in a Darth Vader, but he's got like 5 different movies worth of stuff patched together as a Darth Vader, and it looks really cool. It really does. No, it's not going to make the grade because we have to be movie accurate, but it really does cool. And then the guys have put in real effort, so we're really proud of them.
Yeah. Um, Next question, right, is would you say there are people out there, right, that cosplayers, fans that actually have qualifying cosplays, uniforms, regalia, and aren't part of the 501st at all?
Um, I told 3 people last year at Comic Con who arrived in their Star Wars outfits. Guys, this is our cadet academy. So we've got a bit of a unique thing in South Africa trying to grow the 501st.
Mm-hmm.
We've got that group for people who are who specifically want to be in the 501st, don't know where to start. So we've got a whole WhatsApp group for them to come chat to us and give them ideas.
Yeah.
Then we've got a cadets group, which is their costumes are very, very close to being confirmed, and we just want to help them with 1 or 2 tweaks. And
wow.
actually, one of our newest members was from Comic Con last year. His outfit needed 1 tweak. Our outfit approver in South Africa saw him, went up and chatted to him, and 2 weeks later, he was part of the 501st because we made 1 change to his outfit.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
yes,
He was
there's definitely
pretty.
people
He
out
was
there.
on the right track already. Wow,
He
that's
was definitely.
wow. So then one of the last questions that I have for you, right, is do members always have to, if you appearing as the 501st Legion, do you always have to be in cosplay? Do I have to speak in a certain way? Do I have to talk or dress in a certain way?
Look, I think that's a case of it depends on the event. If we're at
Yeah.
a Disney or Lucas Arts event, we're in full gear. We
Okay.
are there for a specified amount of time, and in that specified amount of time, we are set to standard. Every attachment that we need is there. We're 100% set up. There are events that happen a little bit longer where we might not have our badges on, or we might be required to take the helmets off,
Yeah.
or there's a little bit of more relaxed vibe.
Yeah.
So not all the time, but at any official events, yes, we are in full regalia and we are wearing our patches and that type of thing that has to be done.
All right. All right. So the last one of the last questions I have for you, Graeme, right? What does the force mean to you specifically? personally? Tell me about that.
So this is possibly one of the biggest debates: is what is the Force? Um, if you go down the text about how it was created, it was to give a spiritual type meaning without relying on any specific religion.
Okay.
Um, but as the movies have progressed, you've realized that it's more than just a spiritual following, hasn't it?
Yeah.
For me personally, it seems to be that underlying force that drives everyone and that makes everyone connected in the universe, and then that you pass on to that plane, and that plane gives following people more strength, and
Yeah.
that's where their power gets
Yeah.
derived from, is something unique to the entire universe, and it's that driving what some would call destiny, but or fate. It's kind of an underlying.
All right. I've just thought of one more question. I know I'm drilling you with questions here, right?
Don't worry, carry on.
Today's May the 4th, right? Should
Yes.
May the 4th be made a international public holiday?
100%, and not just for the 501st, or not just for Star Wars fan. I believe May the 4th should be definitely a public holiday worldwide.
Okay, and then what is your reason why?
What is the reason why? Just so that geeks can be geeks and people can show their geek and come out and support just being who you are,
Yeah,
rather than being judged and trying to be that corporate person, or show your fandom and show your culture, whatever it is, worldwide. If
yeah.
it's Star Trek, if it's Star Wars, if it's Harry Potter, or any of that type of things. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, bring it.
Yeah.
Come, let's all get dressed and have one day of the year where we all just get dressed and have a bit of a laugh.
I love that. I love that you guys are so all inclusive as well, and it's not just so closed off to one specific thing. But you obviously, you guys are you're a pop culture fan and you're a fan at heart as well. So Graeme? How do people find out about you? How do we get hold of you? I want to find out more. Where do I go? Do you guys have social media? Where can we find you?
So we're on Facebook,
Yeah.
and we don't have that much social media. We've got Facebook, and we've got our own dedicated website.
Okay.
501st.co.za is our website for
Yeah.
South Africa.
Mhm.
501st.com is the official Legion's website. On
Okay.
these websites, you'll find the contact us page. You'll be able to request us for events. You'll be able to find out about how to become a member, the story behind the 501st, and even if you just go to the 501st.co.za, you can get to all this information because we've got links crossing over.
Awesome.
And then if you don't want to get onto the website, if you're on Facebook on your phone, the 501st South Africa Outpost is what you'll be searching for on Facebook, and we're
Cool.
on there, and the guys will monitor the messages and chats and get back to you as soon as possible.
Awesome, awesome. So what we'll do is we'll put up the links to your Facebook and to your website in the comments below. So we'll put that all up for people to be able to jump on as soon as they've latched on to watching this. Guys, you want to meet Graeme? I don't. Apart from the 501st Legion, you want to meet Graeme. You want to get into contact with him. You want to have a chat with him. He's such a passionate guy for the industry, and he loves talking to anybody. I think everybody out there, you wanna get hold of Graeme and you wanna chat to him. Graeme, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for giving us a bit of insight, and thank you so much for spreading the love, man, and all that you have for us.
Never ever a problem. That's what we're here for, and that's why we do this, is to spread this culture and this type of love. So
Awesome, awesome, Graeme. Thank you so much, guys. You like you said, Graeme mentioned to us that the website's there, 501st.co.za, and then obviously 501st SA Outpost on Facebook. Be sure to tune in. Go to Comic Con Africa's website. We've designed some really cool Zoom backgrounds. We've got some cell phone screenshots that you can grab, and then obviously drop your comments in some of the posts that we're putting out there. We want to know about what this fandom is, and we want to know about a bit more from you guys as fans. So go follow our social media and find out those questions. Comment on the post, and let's get this industry going. Let's grow the 501st Legion in South Africa. Let's make sure that people know that we have the rarest badge in the world. Let's make sure people know that that we're growing and we're on our way. But thank you so much for watching, and tune in for more videos, and we'll chat to you guys soon. Cheers.